Hello everyone, my name is Jose Avalos, aka Dr. Logicate.
And I'm Patrick, aka Papa Echo.
And in this tutorial we will talk about the Calendar Configurator, another one of the new creativity toys for Disney Infinity 3.0. So, there are times when you want to hide a special Easter egg in your level that can only happen, for example, if you're playing at night or if you're playing at a certain time of the year. And now, in the new toy box, you can actually do that. So, what we're going to do in this tutorial is set up the Calendar Configurator, and depending on the season of the year, we will change the whole theme of this world and the sky to something like wintry, springy, or...
Folly?
Yeah, folly. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, first, let's say that if we're gonna change the sky, we're gonna need the sky changer in the instant fun category. And we'll also go to the creativity toys category. And let's say we're gonna put some buttons in here, so... Oh, my bad. So we're gonna ask, okay, what season it is. We're also gonna be using... let's see, a theme transformer to change the theme of the world. And now we're gonna be using the Calendar Configurator toy, which is, I'm looking for it right now, my bad. It is right here, this one that you can see that it has a calendar on it. So we're gonna place 4 of them, because, you know, 4 seasons. And let's go into the configuration part of each of them. So let's see this first one. The properties that we have is first, we are gonna say, okay, what is the time range upon which it's gonna be valid? So how the Calendar Configurator works is that we make a query to the Calendar Configurator and say, hey, is the current time like the time where you are now, when I make this query, is it within the time range I specify in these properties? So the way it's set up right now, it can be any time of the year, so from January 1st to December 31st, and then what days are going to be valid? Sunday, Monday, until Saturday.
So what you're telling me, Jose, here is that you activate it with something like a button or something like you just press. If you link that to the calendar toy, it will then check or query the time and date, say on the player's device, console, whatever, and then it'll act accordingly, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's exactly how it works. So, for example, this is going to be for the winter time. So usually, let's say that we'll go from January till the end of March. So the beginning month is going to be January, but the ending month, instead of December, we're going to put March and March 31st. I know that that's not exactly winter, but give me a break. And now the starting time from any time from January 1st to at midnight until March 31st at midnight as well. And any day of the week will count.
And the sliders that you just showed there, they're military time, correct? So 24 hours would be midnight, 23 hours would be 11 p.m.
Exactly.
Got it.
So that's the very first one. So this is the one for winter. Now this is going to be the one for spring. Yeah. So the beginning month is going to be April. And the ending month is going to be, in this case, June. And also from the beginning of the day until... from April 1st to June 30th, and in this time, like any time, any day is valid.
So for every kind of event window you want to make, you want to put down a different calendar toy, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
So now this is going to be the summer one, which is, so in this case we're going from July 1st to September 30th. And right now until midnight. And the last one, which is going to be the folly one.
And kudos to Jose for knowing the dates of his seasons. I'm very quiet during this part, and I think my second grade teacher would be very ashamed of me right now because I wouldn't know those dates.
Oh, you're too kind, Patrick. Oh. All right, so now that we have all of these set up, we are going to interact with them. So basically, what we are going to do is, when I push a button, which is right here, I'm gonna send a query to this calendar configurator and ask it, is the current date on your device within this range? And then the calendar configurator will say either yes or no and make a logic connection based on the answer. So let's say, first let's consult the very first calendar configurator. So new logic connection, when you press it, all we're gonna say is make the query. Say, are we in January or January through March? Right now we are recording this in July. And if we're actually in winter, let's change everything to something that Olaf can actually hang around in. So let's put new logic connection and queried current time, or what the time currently right now is in your device, console, PC, etc., is in the specified range we set up previously in the properties. So if it is, we are going to say, hey, theme transformer, and say the world theme terrain. We're gonna set all the terrain thing to something. What can be?
Are you looking for something summery?
No, something
Winter.
more wintry. Yeah.
I'm thinking
Frosted White World.
Is
Yeah.
the winter right there.
Exactly. And same thing with the sky changer. So new logic connection, if it is in the specified range, and we're gonna be asking, put frozen. What is the frozen sky dome? Open sea sky, Atlantia sky.
Now the frozen sky dome is actually from a power disk in 1.0. Did you place your frozen power disk on the reader, Jose?
You know it. You know it. So between sun sky. Where is it? Pure white sky.
Pure white sky goes with the white terrain, but you know what?
Let's roll with it. But we can also say what happens if we are not on the specified range, which will be the connection that will actually trigger because we're currently recording this in July. What we're gonna do is ask the second calendar configurator, and we'll make a query. And so the rest of the logic connections that we're going to make are pretty much the same that we did for this one, but this we're gonna make it more springy, more summer theme, and more fall. So,
Okay.
I was wondering if you had any questions.
Oh, so you're chaining your calendar toys together. So when you press the button, it asks the first one if it's in range. If it is in range, it does its sky and terrain changing magic.
Exactly.
If it doesn't, it then asks its neighbor calendar toy if it's in its range. So
Yes.
That's how you're setting. So you can probably, folks at home could probably set this up a bunch of different ways. You could have that button check all four. If none of those ranges overlap,
Yeah.
you could do it that way as well. But I like this. This is a very elegant design, Jose.
Thank you so much. You're too kind. So the spring terrain that I selected was the one based on Pixie Hollow. So
Good choice.
we're gonna change this guy now to Things Treasures or where it should be something Pixie Hollow Sky. And if we're not in the specified range, because again we are recording in July and this one is checking between April and June, we are going to ask this particular one. Query current time is not in specified range. And we're gonna ask the third one. And now new logic connection, if we are in the specified range, and this one should be, let's change it to something more tropical. Because Olaf always wants to be in summer. Which one could be a good one?
I think you gotta go with the Stitch.
Oh yeah, Lilo's Tropical Paradise. I like that one. And now let's select the Lilo and Stitch Sky Dome. So if we are in the specified range, we'll select the Sky Changer toy. And boom, it should be somewhere around here. Lilo's Tropical. Yeah. And finally, we're going to ask the final one, which is more of a fall theme. And in this one, let's say new logic connection, if we're in specified range, what could be a good theme based more on... Oh wait, I got it. The Dragon's Domain, because it has like more more fall looking like.
Dragon's Domain, Monsters U. There's a bunch you could do, actually.
Oh, yeah. And now for sky, I think I'll go with something more cloudy. I'm thinking that the one that could be good is the Scottish Highlands, the one from Brave. So now we are all set up and ready to go. And what we're going to do is going to push this button, and it's going to ask the very first calendar configurator, asking, hey, are we between January and March? It's going to say no, so it's going to ask the second one. Are we between April and June? No, so it's going to ask the third one. Are we between July and end of September? And since we are currently in July recording, it's going to say, yes, we are, and it's going to change into sky, more summer sky, the one based on Lilo and Stitch. So let's go with that.
Oh.
So yeah, now we can see that everything looks like a giant beach, and we have all the Lilo and Stitch skydome, which is exactly what I predicted would happen. Ha ha ha! And this is how the calendar configurator works. You can do it so that when you make a level, for example, and it is at night when people are playing it, you can change it to a more of a more dark skydome, or if they're playing at day, you know, use the skydome kind of like this one.
So what you're saying, so when you adjust the properties of that calendar toy, it could be a huge time frame like a whole season.
Yes.
Or it could be something as little as maybe a specific day. I did see in the properties there,
Yeah, let's
you
check the
can set on days of the week, which is nice.
Yes.
So if you wanted to happen during the weekend or on Throwback Thursday, you could do it that way, which I think is pretty cool. And you can do it all the way up to just like an hour a day or something. And I know,
totally.
From a builder's perspective, you always want to give replayability to your boxes, and this is going to be a really powerful tool, I think, that people are going to want to come visit your box again and again if you include things like seasons, holidays, birthdays. There's all sorts of things you can do. You know, and we just showed you how to do sky and terrain changes. You can, you know, have a townsperson wish you a happy birthday on one day, or
Yes.
who knows? I mean,
Make enemies also appear or use different enemies. So if we are in winter, we can use, for example, the frost giants from the Avengers playset. But if we are in summer, we can use the Lilo and Stitch enemies, the robots. And there's so much you can do with this. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments or in the forums. And well, have a good day, everyone.
take
See ya.
care.